No, that's where I met Alice. And she, wow, inspiring. She spoke to my students in a visioning session, and she asked if we want to be a part of the OCE, Open Source Circular Economy community. Which, yeah, of course, sure, because it's new. It's a concept, exactly what you said, Sylvia. It's in an economic framework. So finally, something that bridges the gap between the moral argument of sustainability and the fact that we all need to earn our keep. So that's making this an extremely interesting concept, because I don't get out of bed if I can't do good in an abstract way. So we're searching for ways right now to get the academic and abstract knowledge that my students got to translate it into real-world learning opportunities. They're doing projects with stakeholders in my city of Nijmegen, and we're yeah, I'm really curious to get those links with other cities and just get our teeth into problems that you face, and maybe find ways that the issues that we're facing, if we can share with you guys and see what comes out. Because I've got a strong belief in talent, and I've got a strong belief in exactly what you said, Sylvia, that it has a real strong physical component to it. Circular economy. It has a lot to do with our current hardware of our economy, but the cool thing is that the software, especially not software in a metaphorical way, but open sourced solutions and software solutions, and tracking resources, and sharing ideas, and finding new intelligent ways of using and reusing and sharing products are things that hold a lot of potential. So yeah, pretty excited to be a part of it, actually.
Nice. Cool. So, hi Erika, your turn now.
I don't want to talk to you, Tim. You're making me jealous. Where are you? In Onti.
I'm in the stand.
You win for best location, I think. Oh, hi.
Yeah, I
Is that
picked a good
where
competition.
My name is
for the summary of the event, right?
Sorry, again, I missed what you said.
What was that? Sorry, Sylvia?
We'll meet there to do a review.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's a good idea.
You're invited.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's what have you seen the guys from Circular are?
Yeah, they
They're
came to visit my school.
kind of traveling everywhere.
Yeah, fucking assholes. They slept in the evening at my house.
They did.
Yeah, they did. They're
Yeah.
cool, but they know that I think they are a bunch of assholes, because they're just gonna travel around the world on the costs of big corporate life, which is good, but still.
Yeah, I know. I cannot help them to find those corporate that pay their travel. I was working with them before on Future of Waste.
Ah, super, génial.
Vous m'aviez contacté sur Couchsurfing. Mexicaans vinden, maar ik kon wel Marokkaans vinden.
Dank je, man. Ja, is prima. En die Danone ook, inderdaad, ja.
Top. Oh, en dat is deze beton.
Ja.
Perfect.
Dank je, man.
Mag ik dan stappen?
Ik kom zo eventjes eten, maar.
We got movements.
Eet smakelijk.
Hey. Thank you.
All right. So yeah, maybe Erika, you want to introduce yourself?
I'll just say hi briefly. I've seen Sylvia, met before. So my name's Erica, and I'm based in London. I work on sustainable design, but also around kind of behavior change and how technology kind of integrates more with the users as well. I suppose in circular economy, or cradle to cradle, I've been working on it for a while. Also within university, doing product design engineering and life cycle analysis. So always having that kind of system thinking approach. And I worked in Philips as well, in the Netherlands for, in Drachten
In Eindhoven?
for 4 years. Doing...
work in Eindhoven?
Pardon?
And did you work in Eindhoven?
Mainly Drachten, but Eindhoven more with like corporate sustainability or the research there. But domestic appliances and shapers.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then in London for the last 3 years, more in NGO. sector, so charity and campaigning, waste and resources, behaviour change, well-being. Yeah, I was looking to see the EU consultations come out today on the circular economy. So that's a nice public engagement.
There's
I
a
haven't
lot.
read it yet. I haven't had time to read it yet. So
Okay, that's a
it'll be
good.
interesting to see what the revised package is as well, and possibly interesting to get some feedback from people, very grassroots public and us as well, where open source might come into it.
Yeah, hey, please, if you find them, share them, because the Netherlands is gonna be the, how do you call it, the boss of the EU, and they're gonna be chairs of the EU on the 1st of January, and circular economy is gonna be one of our main points, and actually the work of my students is gonna feed into policy.
Yeah.
Because we've got one part of our royal family who's gathering the feedback of Generation Y, as they call it, young people, and he's gonna read all the work from my students, and actually we're probably gonna pitch like the 1 or 2 best essays to our Prime Minister. So as much work as input as they can have on actual policy advice from policy language from the EU, that's gonna be really valuable.
Yeah, no, well, I'm going to, there's a few of us here who've done policy work around waste and resources in the circular economy as well. So we'll be taking a look and maybe seeing if there's any key summaries or things that might be relevant here as well. And ultimately, it's an open public consultation, so anyone can read it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know a young man, Charling Fleeg? He is an intern at the U.S. Embassy, at the Dutch U.S. Embassy. He's working on the circular economy here.
In London?
No, in Washington.
Ah, okay.
Okay, what's his name? Is he Dutch? Is he English, or what?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Charling, Tjaling, Fleeg. I'll send you his LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, cool. If you can put it in the chat box, that'd be cool.
How do we have a chat box?
Okay.
I'm getting used to this, Tim.
Alright, so we have James now. Hey, James.
Hello. How are you?
Alright, good.
Hi, James.
Hello. Actually, you can call me Gian. Call me Gian. G-I-E-N.
Gian. Cool.
Gian. Okay. Alright.
Gian.
Nice to meet you. So yeah, we are in the introduction round. So yeah, you missed it. Sorry.
No problem.
Alright, so but it's your turn now.
Okay. Actually, I'm just trying to find out where the text chat is. Screen share. There it is. There it is. Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm organizing Cape Town and Johannesburg, and I'm still Johannesburg. They're hosting it at the University of Johannesburg through a friend of mine, but I still haven't found the Cape Town venue yet. Still scrambling, trying to find a venue. Very last minute.
Yeah, same here.
Because I joined so late. And I don't know if you guys saw on my page. I posted up a few challenges and.
Yeah. I saw that, John. Great work, by the way. Very interesting.
Thanks. Well, can you introduce yourselves to me again? Because I don't actually know. I don't know who the names are to the faces.
Just briefly, yeah.
Yeah, we can do like a one-sentence introduction.
Yeah. I think it's nice actually because I've seen all of us actually on the platform already using that. So I'm Erica from London.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sylvia, Indianapolis. Hi.
Hi.
Johnny from Nijmegen, also from the university, by the way. So,
From where?
Radboud University in Nijmegen, in the Netherlands.
Okay, okay.
And yeah, Timothée from France. Yeah, I'm part of the core team. I mean, you guys are all part of
Timothy. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Rebecca, my colleague Rebecca asked me if she can get in. I asked if she can get in touch with the French contact for OSCE. So you're the person.
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
Okay.
Because she's in France. Your friend?
She's in Paris.
In Paris. Unfortunately, I'm not hosting it in Paris anymore. I made a choice, and I decided to go in a small city in the southeast of France, where life is really, really tough, as you can see. Yeah, and the idea is because this city is really doing a lot in our environment and social innovation, so we want to kind of remix the city. And it makes more sense for us to do it in these cities than in Paris, where it will be a big event, but more like a show event, and not really concrete stuff.
Okay.
So we made that choice.
You're doing it. What's the venue that you're doing it in? Is it like a community center?
The venue actually it will be in different venues. It will be in the community center, in the library, public library, and it will be also in some association place. So we'll have 3 different places in the city, but the city is like really small. Each place is like 5 minutes away from it.
Okay, I never thought about that. So maybe a library. I'm just looking for ideas of where I might be able to host last minute.
Hey, you should maybe there's like hackerspace, makerspace, Fab Labs, those kind of places.
Yeah.
That would be like the first places I will go.
Yeah, I suppose it depends what kind of which challenges you're doing there and how much kind of maker stuff it needs or fabrication, or if it's if it's more software online, you don't need as many.
Yeah.
It won't get
actually.
Also, yeah.
I'm in touch with the maker community here, and they're trying to look for me to see if they can find the space. But because I organize it so close to the dead, I'm trying to see if I can get some makers to come out and do some things. But it could be that we just might have. I've seen some other pages where they're just having forums and workshops to plan, and to kind of more like an idea workshop, idea jam.
Yeah. It might help if you find at least one professor or a university teacher, because they can get rooms for free. They can just call it an educational thing. They can probably book it. That's how we got one of our 2 venues.
The only problem there is that everybody's writing final exams or else marking the final exams here.
You just need to get them to make a reservation. Just say like, okay, we need a room between the 11th and the 15th in the evening. That many people. It worked for us.
And how many people are you thinking? Like, would you say like, are you planning for like, say 40 people or something like that? Is that a good size?
Yeah, it's true. That part I think is really up to you. It's
yeah, I think ideally we'd like around 40, but it's always kind of a big ask for people to kind of, well, we're doing it like a whole weekend, and so ideally the people are going to work from the Friday night, go home in between, but then on the Saturday, Sunday as well. So yeah, it's always a bit harder to find that, but then also you get more details and can work further on things. But yeah, that's the wish.
But yeah, 40 people is clearly a good number, right? And yeah, it depends on the event. Probably in Berlin, London is going to be big, I think. Even London, I'm sure you're going to have a lot of people. Yeah, you will. Like, if I take my event, for instance, it's a bit different because it's not my city, so I'm coming there. I don't know much people there, so I will bring my people there. So it will be like around 15, 20 people coming. And our goal is to engage the people in this city. So like I've been here for the 1 week now. I'm like, hey guys, it's me. We're gonna do some great stuff and join us. So I don't know at all how many people I will have. I'm like completely in the blind. Like, I don't know at all.
For us in Nijmegen, we're extremely strapped for time because we just joined in like 5 weeks ago. We're already happy to have venues, but now we want to get as many people inside as we can. So like 40 or 50 over here is going to be good. But
You're strapped for time at 5 weeks. I joined like a week ago.
But I think, I mean, we're not really, we don't bother about that. Yeah, it's quality, not quantity. And ultimately, because we've got the online connections and it's also there's collaborations, that it was very much that if there's only 3 or 4 of you, but there's something that you really want to get and work on, you can maybe invite others from around the world to join in advance, or you can actually get some serious, probably get a lot more work done faster around that as well. But it's nice to get different insights that aren't the usual people that are in it as well.
Like those connections, that's gonna be that's something that I'm kind of looking for, hoping for, is a way to get other cities to be part of what's happening in Nijmegen. Because it's for me, I try to center it around a couple of my students who are gonna help me build this, and for them to make it a learning environment, a learning experience. But they chose the direction of trying to make it a collaborative effort, and especially something about raising awareness in the city and about the possibilities of looking at things in a circular way. So we don't have a strong maker community, and we don't have a Fab Lab. We don't have that many ICT oriented people. We never had a hackathon, for instance, in Nijmegen, which is kind of too bad. So I'm really searching for like ways to connect with you guys and get your input during the evening on the Thursday and probably on the Monday, and yeah, how that's gonna work, especially those different views from different culture, people with different backgrounds, not focusing on the same issue, with different experiences in their professional life, so that. Really curious how we can set something like that up. That's something that I hope to get from this conversation, is like formats or ideas on how we can tune in, on how we can get those connections between Nijmegen and London, or the south of warm, cozy France, or Cape Town, or Indianapolis going.
Yeah. Have you connected with any of the other Dutch cities as well? Because in Eindhoven, it's predominantly Philips are involved there.
Yeah.
Philips Dutch thing.
It is. Sorry. Continue. The thing is that I'm right now in Eindhoven. I'm extremely well connected in Eindhoven. I'm here at the university at the solar team who are going to participate in the solar challenge. Actually, the guy that is running the whole sustainability, the whole circular thing within Philips, Marcel Jacobs. Don't know if you know him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he spoke to our students, but we had to make some choices, because based on the fact that my students right now are already swamped, I'm already swamped, and based on the sex appeal of being able to say, hey, we're gonna have connections with global cities, that's probably gonna have some sort of a more attracting appeal to the public, because I'm quite capable of generating some publicity around this and getting people inside, getting them to remember the event and participate in, and afterwards tell about all the awesome things that they learned. I think it's based on how being part of a global community, and that's going to be something that's going to resonate a little bit more.
Yeah, and I think that's something that was it Gian? Was it Gian? Yeah. I mean, you've been amazing at pulling together quite an impressive list of possible speakers
Thank you.
online on because I think that's going to be able to be seen and streamed for other people as well as kind of in Cape Town.
It is. Lars, and he said that he figured out how to live stream everything.
Yeah.
So, has everybody seen the list of all the speakers?
I'm not sure yet if it's on.
I'll show you. I'll give you the list. I'll chat it here. Let me just find it. Well, here's okay. I'll give you my challenge page first. I don't know if you guys saw my challenge page. Okay, here's my challenge page. You click on that. Has anybody seen my challenge page yet?
No.
Okay, I'll just show you what I'm doing here. It's
Yeah. They're wonderful.
if you go to that page, there's one challenge called the Framework 1 challenge. And then below that are SRG challenge 4B, 4C1, 4C, 4A, like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The framework challenge is the big one. If you click on that, you'll see it's a pretty big document.
Yeah.
And so this is actually a design I've been working on for the last, I don't know, few years, actually. And we actually are organizing a project in December with coincide with the Paris Climate Summit. And we're calling it the Tipping Point Festival.
Wow.
And what we're planning to do is we're planning to have as many communities around the planet participate as possible. So I'm going to talk to Lars after this conference. I'll get Timothy too, because you're part of that. And see if you guys are interested in helping us to organize it, because the learning experience, what's going on here, we can apply a lot of the same things to that festival. And it's about getting communities involved, because if you that framework challenge, if you scroll to the very bottom of the page, there's two diagrams. You can tell me if you see them.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a really big kind of concept. But, it seems to be like I've thought about this with my team, my international team, over the years, and we just evolved this. And what this is basically is first diagram shows SRG's Stop, Reset, Go project. That's our project. And what we plan to do is we plan to develop a centralized kind of portal using semantic web tools. And we thought a lot of the challenges we can put up here, the open source community, to develop all these different components, because we don't have programming skills ourselves, but we have the high level ideas. So all those in that dotted line on the top shows all the green subsystems that we require to build. Then below that is another gray kind of block that shows the local producers. And then there's a parallel economic system that we want to develop as well. So our concept, the main concept here, is if you look at the green block called Global Open Source Design Repository, you see that on the bottom left there's one called Virtual Developers Community. So this would be all the developers, all the hackers, the makers, the programmers, designers, urban art, anybody who has generate intellectual, call it non-property, intellectual non-property, and share it with the commons. So using semantic web tools, we link all those open designs up. Then we create an economic system, and that's where I've got an economic redesign hackathon or challenge hosted. And in the series of talks, there's 3 different streams that I've organized. First stream is on just circular design, so there's somebody from the Delft University of Technology is going to be speaking, and then I've got an exciting speaker from a company called Reman, which is from France. You know Reman?
Reman, like factory.
No.
Sorry, my microphone was off. What did you say, Reman?
Yeah, they're called Reman. It stands for remanufacturing.
I don't know it actually.
They're from France. And my colleague is an industrial designer, and he knows them quite well. Good friends with them. So they're going to talk on remanufacturing.
Cool.
It looks really exciting. Their website. The concept here is that so that's the first stream, the design stream. The second stream is going to be about global perspectives, it's called. And what we're going to be talking about is I've invited, I invited Professor Kevin Anderson from the Tyndall Center. He's a well-known climate scientist, but he wasn't available, so he sent another scientist that works with him. And she's going to talk about the rapid emissions reduction program at Tyndall. Are you guys familiar with that?
No.
Not really, no.
Okay. The rapid emission reductions program is kind of like providing the context for which we're proposing that we do this system design, this global system design. But it says that we have to decarbonize the global economy by 10% per annum, which is huge, because when the Russian Soviet Union collapsed a few years ago, it was only 5% decarbonization rate. And Stern in 2006 said that 1% per annum decarbonization would lead to serious economic hardship. So the Tyndall Center says we need 10% if we're going to stay under 2 degrees C and avoid the worst impact of climate change. So it's like, you can imagine that when Paris comes, I don't think anybody's going to go for that. It's like telling people to turn off the economy. Right? So what do we do, right? So we have to come up with a pretty, according to Professor Anderson, and they had a conference in 2013 called the Rapid Emissions Reduction Conference, and they were all brainstorming how do we get to this 10% reduction, right? So he's going to contextualize it, and then Professor Willie Haas is going to come in. He's going to talk about, wrote a paper that he presented to the World Economic Forum in this year, a few months ago, and they called, how circular is the global economy? And he used a data set from 2005, the latest data set that he had access to, which had all the parameters he needed for calculating. And he determined that the global economy is currently 6% circular. Right? So it's really, really low. So, but he's going to contextualize, his talk is going to contextualize where do we focus on to make the global economy circular so that's aligned to the Tyndall Center's rapid emissions decarbonization emissions program. Because if we're going to develop circular technologies and circular processes, we could be wasting all our time if we just do it in some areas, but not in the more important areas. So he's going to talk about where we need to focus our attention. And so that talk is kind of contextualizes this whole event of, okay, what are we doing? We're trying to promote circular design, but in order for circular design to have an impact that's aligned with the global targets, that global IPCC targets and the Tyndall Center targets and so on, we need to really be aware of what we're doing on the global. So, and now that's kind of a bit of a digression to get back to the picture. But the picture shows the strategy that I think, can work, the strategy that taps into the power of the commons, but to take the commons and you just like we're trying to do here now. Like, I can't remember your name in the Netherlands. How do you pronounce it again?
What? Excuse me?
How do you pronounce your name again?
Johnny, American style.
Johnny. Okay, sorry, Johnny. So that's easy to pronounce. Johnny said we're all trying to network here right now. It's exciting. We work together and share our different views. And there's an expression: the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So when put all our small minds together, we get some really huge ideas that come out, right? That we even surprise us, right? So this whole idea that I've developed is that you can unite the entire commons around the world, all the designers, every designer who's working in the open source community, whether they're programmers or hackers or makers or urban agriculturalists or wherever they are. And so we clump those all together as one community. Then we have another community, which is the community of makers, the producers, the brick and mortar makers who are there in the community who are making bread, doing it in a circular and low carbon footprint way. producing food, making agriculture, making energy devices, vehicles, clothing, whatever it is, right? Making things that we all consume. So my idea is that we take the, like, say, one of you is a designer there in the Netherlands. We take all the designers in the community in the Netherlands, and we work with them, with all the producers in the Netherlands, all the progressive producers, and we create a local economy between you two. And we do this with wherever there's virtual designers around the world. We look for the local producers who can support them. So if you have a great idea for making something, you don't have any money, and you're trying to make a living, do something that's kind of not really what you want to do. And this kind of idea is to try to get all these, to produce things that we all need, to support all the virtual designers who need that support in order to do their work. So we're creating, that's why the economic design is a really important part of it. So we can create a kind of a virtuous cycle so that all the designers are supported in their efforts. What they do is they make all these open source designs. These open source designs will result in circular products which everybody can use. And then they share them on that open repository, and then everybody in the communities then get access to them. Those people who are giving Johnny bread, giving Johnny soup, giving him clothes, giving him petrol for his car, wherever it is, those people then benefit by taking these designs and then producing them in a local community manufacturing, circular, producing circular products for the economy. Right? So that's kind of the whole basic idea in a nutshell.
Interesting.
Jeez.
some strong, like a Web 2.0 version of autarkic, anarchistic societies. Kind of vibe, which I like. I really do.
Yeah. Nice.
The thing is, the analogy I use is that the planet is a car, a vehicle that's out of control. We've got a maniac driving the vehicle. We are the common people sitting in the back seat. We're going, what do we do? And we're protesting, we're doing everything, but we're not in control of driving the vehicle. Right? Somehow, we have to knock that guy over and take control of the steering wheel.
Nice. Yeah. Cool. So, yep. That was very interesting, and put a lot of thoughts on that. So it's cool. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I don't know if you guys have specific questions. Yeah, Johnny, you said that what interests you is how we can plug all together.
Yeah.
And I think yeah, what's so yeah, I was just going to say that that's where like what's going to make us plug together is really when we're gonna identify our challenges, like you did, Jen. And that's where I'm gonna say, okay, you want to work on that, I can help you on it. So that's interesting for me. So that's where we can say, oh, let's have a call, let's create a webinar, let's work together on it. And that's really where I think that's the part that's gonna make it work for the collaboration. And that's where we really need to emphasize, and that's where we really need to be good when we document what we're doing in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess the thing that would be really cool, for instance, because I'm trying to get some experts together from my university, together with my students, together with people from the city of Nijmegen. Our idea is to write out to set out an open call for problems from the city of Nijmegen, and then we're going to select one or two of them that we're going to introduce at the 11th to our group, to our mini think tank of experts that we want to set on different tables so that they can interact on a really one-to-one, let's say maybe groups of 4 or 5 that are going to be guided by experts to try and get some data mining crowd knowledge thing going on. And it would be really great if we could also introduce problems from other cities, that we have a live feed or something in which one of the challenges that, for instance, you, Erica, already wrote down, or for instance, you, Gian, um, wrote down, that we can just collectively invest time and thinking power on, so that we have for something like a live video feed in which you introduce, hey, what's up, this is London, we're struggling with this, and we as London would like to ask you as Nijmegen, you've got 45 minutes for this. What kind of cool
Yeah,
ideas can
challenge
you,
in the challenge.
yeah, for instance, yeah, because the thing is, we're going to be strapped for time, and although I admire your systematic and revolutionary kind of vibe, Jian, I think breaking these things into smaller usable pieces that you can actually define work format for it, uh, that activates people and their knowledge and their thinking power and their talent. That's something that I'm really looking for, looking for, and believe that can work. So I'm curious if we can if we two or three of you guys would be interested to introduce a partial challenge or a partial problem that we can try and help to generate new ideas on the 11th and probably on the 15th
Yeah,
as well.
no, definitely. I think, yeah, so you've seen like one of the challenges that we've got in London, which is around trust, both in the waste and recycling system, but also, and should we trust it all the time? But also around product transparency, like what it's made from, well, where it comes from, and it's almost like we've lost that understanding of the value of materials and things, which is
Yeah.
connected about also to on a basic level, like not really caring about recycling a lot or taking the effort to find out about it. So that, I mean, that's quite a nice, like, tangible one. If you break, even just an element of that, we could kind of set as a small bit, like, because I know the Dutch system for that area is also different, and
It is, and
there's
I
lots
think, yeah,
of ways of doing it and data and things like that. So yeah, no, I think we can definitely look for different types of challenges. And similarly, that's the one I think is more kind of city level rather than like a specific product that we have. But I think around the world and a lot of the other challenges, there's some really kind of interesting ones that, again, it's just finding what if it's that shorter or smaller time for that interaction, what would be most useful to do there as well.
yeah, and
Because there's also that element of trying to get engagement in advance of the day. So already, if your students wanted, they could already think about any of the challenges that we've got up on the platform and start,
yeah,
adding links or thinking about it or taking that forward in a
I
way.
think what might help. What might help is if the students, for instance, had maybe a very short Google Hangout with some of the ones that you think might be interesting to them, so that they can get a human perspective rather than just looking at some text on the website. You can get some, like how we're interacting right now.
Yeah.
So some can present the challenges,
Yeah, I think that's a nice idea, again, because also it's, there's the kind of the famous experts in the circular economy, but then there's just a lot of really good people doing really amazing stuff around the world that doesn't get the platform or the TED Talk or the the things like that. So actually, it's that idea that actually everyone's got a voice and everyone's got really amazing experiences that you can pull together from around the world. I mean, me and Tim were talking to a guy from Azim from Cairo just the other day. So, like, what is Cairo doing in their theatre space, and looking at it from politically and culturally as well. They've got a really interesting hack around water and things. So, I mean, that is just a really nice way to use the community to bring different insights into it.
yeah, because especially on those like we're all a community based on some abstract values that we see in how the circular economy can change our economic system for the best. And everybody has their own little branch and little niche into it. But we've experienced over the last months, because all our students are kind of new into the subject, and I'm myself kind of new into the subject as well. Oh, somebody's bringing me dinner and coffee. This is like luxurious. This guy is actually, he's gonna drive a solar-powered car throughout Australia. His car is the ancestor of his car won a Crunchy.
Okay.
They won like they build a completely solar-powered.
Yeah, we're cheering for you.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Wear sunscreen.
Oh wow. Your idea, Erica, actually sounds pretty cool. Like it might be good to make, because I've got three students that committed themselves to helping actually out in this project, because the think tank is already extracurricular. They're already really busy students and a lot of other stuff that they do. So I have to be able to manage their workload, but giving them ownership over one problem from one city and engaging them on a human level. Setting up a Skype call and letting them adopt one challenge from one city and introduce that challenge at the evening itself. Like, okay, to everybody here, we're gonna go to a live feed to, well, Indianapolis or Cape Town or London, and that already in the process before that you've discussed what the challenge is going to be, how it's going to be introduced, and then give the people that are going to be present like 45 minutes to use their collective thinking power and expertise to use, well, the Dutch perspective on circular economy, the Nijmegen perspective on circular economy, and see what comes out, and then go back and present to also again through a live feed what came out of that. That sounds like something that's really feasible, because it's the circular economy always has this danger into it, that it loses itself in its large potential. And I always try to guard that it has to be done in workable small steps. Looking at the time frame right now, your idea might actually really work pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, all of us have to, like, we have big plans in London, and then you're like, realistically, it's me and someone else doing the main kind of groundwork. We have to focus on getting some maybe less stuff, but do it well, and use some of the unique elements, I suppose, of the collaborations here as well. But it is that idea that you can set up all of those conversations already going. The days are the days, but actually that's just a kickstarter catalyst. But actually things happen before, and things hopefully can carry on as well. So looking at it from
that would be really great.
It's an ongoing resource that your students could tap into and see who's active and see who's still doing projects, and connect to different countries as well. So.
Yeah, because for me it's also all about generating possibilities after the think tank for my students, because I kind of fell in love with each and every one of them, and I want to give them a head start in this topic. It's gonna because one of the students will be finished with the think tank before the summer, but two will actually be starting with their physical think tank research. And if we can use the open source circular economy network to input that into their research, that's actually going to have direct impact in the Netherlands, because they are connected through me on the highest level with the sustainability community on national and regional level, companies, governments. So that would be a really concrete and long-term impact that the open source circular economy days could have for them.
That would actually be a really interesting and useful thing, even from a kind of a think tank or research like thing to do, is being involved with it themselves, but also that that the input and the challenges and what went, it will remain there as well. So there's also that kind of harvesting of what went on, and where are the barriers, what are the common themes, and actually it can help to formulate where is the best place for them to kind of put their thinking from the now maker perspective as well.
Yeah, that would be great. So my concrete question to Indianapolis, to Cape Town and London, could I match you with one of my students? And then, okay, first, do you have time on the 11th of June in the evening at Dutch time?
I do.
Okay.
What time when you say evening?
Yeah, I probably do.
That would be between 7 and 10:30 Central European Time to participate in a live feed that's going to be in the city center in the city house, where the municipality resides, like the politicians go to. We got a room there, like
nice.
the good room. So the idea would be that you introduce your problem, your challenge, which has been predetermined to fit in the format with one of my students, and then present it via a live feed, and then everybody goes to the tables and starts using their collective brain power to find new and novel and cool solutions for that, and then present it via live feed, and that we then have 3 international challenges and then one Nijmegen challenge.
Yeah, I mean, actually that fits in really nicely for us because we're kicking off on the Friday evening in London. So what the students produce and the input they give can then follow on and go directly into the challenge as well. And we can introduce and record it so we can say that this went on. Yeah, cool.
Okay, awesome.
One connect.
Yeah.
I need to grab my charger. Carry on.
Tell me, what are the students' expertise or skill sets in?
It's a multidisciplinary think tank, so they're from different disciplines, and basically they got a crash course on circular economy. It's a lot of gamma and alpha scientists in the. We've got one material scientists, a couple of ICT. Well, you have to realize they're like between 19 and 22. They are the best and the brightest of their generation, but they're new with the subject of circular economy. But they've had the best possible course on the subject in the Netherlands. So for them, it's going to be about that educational opportunity as well.
I have, specifically speaking, there's lots of different specific challenges that we have, but I'm just trying to find a good match for them. Do you want something that's technical or more on the soft side, like this human sociology, or I'm trying to figure out?
There's a lot of potential on the soft side, especially on formulating new business models around multiple value creation, capturing other forms of value besides economic value. So those would be good questions, good challenges.
Okay. Just to give you 2 examples.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Sylvia.
We have in the United States a new form of business incorporation. They are called B Corp, so they are for-profit but benefit corporations. I'm wondering if this is something that you might already have them in the Netherlands, but here it's something very new because it's not a non-profit, but it's a combination of a business and a social enterprise.
Yeah.
They're not chartered in every state, but they're gaining ground. I can send you. No, this is a general information. Whenever I know these things, should I still post them on the forum, or people are already overwhelmed with information?
Ça a pris de l'ampleur.
Post.
Ça a pris de l'ampleur. Et là, on est 34
Go for it.
Might work to post them, because it's a small investment in time to filter through the things. If something is interesting, I'd always say just put it on.
Okay, so you might want to for your students to look at this B Corp in the United States. I can send you the link and see if there is something equivalent in your countries or something worth pursuing. So it's a way in the United States to getting away from the very strict shareholder commitments.
One of the professors in my faculty is like the guru on new business models based on new multiple value creation, that stands in the whole tradition of moving away from shareholder value to stakeholder value to creating shared value to multiple value creation. That guy literally, you know, he holds meetings in churches and comes up with two beautiful ladies next to him. He has this kind of Pope thing going on. He is the message. Like, extremely intelligent guy. He's really engaged with my students, and that thinking on new business models, something that bridges the gap between NGO and, well, a Friedman-esque capitalist corporation. That's emerging quickly. So I'm really curious about that certain example of how it's especially institutionalized in the U.S.
Yeah,
because
I'll put the link on the forum.
Cool.
On your page, and then you can.
How are you getting on, Sylvia?
I'm sorry?
How are you getting on, Sylvia, since we last?
Well, I've been making progress. I have one firmed up event at a small business in Indianapolis. So it's a small business that does prototyping, 3D printing, woodworking, you know, somewhere close to open source, but not completely open source, but a very progressive company. So I'm very happy about that. And no, I set up my challenges, but I'm still struggling to get a good schedule for people who work, because we're targeting mostly business people to be able to attend. But I'll figure that out.
Yeah, I think that's a thing, I suppose, from all of like the organizing team. Kind of, we need to step back and like work out all the different days that people are starting to do things, and then when there's the video things, to be able to kind of communicate back to you guys as well clearly. When there's other kind of things available that can feed into all of the different events and things. Have you all seen the kind of the global reporting stream?
Yeah, and I'm trying to get my partner to be that media guy.
Ah, nominated.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it works time-wise.
Yeah. I mean, I think with a lot of the things that we're doing, it's kind of, you know, it'll be amazing if it works and it all happens. But
I think it will happen partially, so it will work in some places, and we'll learn from it. I came pretty late to this, so I feel I'm always behind. But I think next time I'll be much better prepared, and I'll have people helping me with it, because of course I have many other things to work on.
Yeah.
but yeah, some things will work, some will not for everybody. But I think it's excellent that there are so many cities participating. There are exceptional challenges. Now we talked with, now we meet, we just met all these uh, interesting and great people. So I see it more as a start of a long-term community of practice.
Yeah. And
Exchange and just this, because Timothée, maybe he'll invite us to Paris for COP21, right?
yeah. And I suppose that's also the idea that the structure of the OSCEdays in itself is like an open source kind of development that, it's not perfect at the beginning and people will feed it in and tell you that and develop it together. So it doesn't really belong to anyone.
And Eric, I wanted to ask if you were able to get in touch with the people at the engineer.
Okay, yeah, I've got in touch because I'm a member of the Institute of Mechanical Engineers here.
Oh, okay.
But I need to do the more kind of the formal press. We were introduced by like somebody else joined us. I saw. Hello.
Hello.
Raoul.
He's standing like, I don't know.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, yeah.
This guy.
I'm working with Tim for the OSCEdays at Mozambique,
Okay,
basically.
cool.
So just listening about what is going on around. Thank you.
Okay. Hey, sorry guys, but I really have to go now. Eric, Hian, and I kind of forgot your name. This is really bad. Sunny France, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Timothée.
I think time zone wise, you three would be the guys which seem like cities that
Definitely.
would be really great to cooperate in this with. So I'll be seeking contact with you guys later on. Is that okay?
Yeah, definitely. I want to talk with you a little bit more because I think we really can do something where I'm working, and on Thursday, we're gonna work a lot to collect data in this city. So we're gonna have lots of things for your students to play with.
Ah, cool. Really,
really want to have this circular economy applied on the scale of a city and even broader the territory. So definitely we will plug. We'll do something. And also, what's going to be very helpful for you, it's we're setting up these global reporters teams. So there's going to be people that are going to connect with every cities to check out what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's the people that are going to be able to tell you, okay, that's where you have to connect. That's where you find what the challenges that are relevant for your students.
Bueno. So Erika, Jean, I'll also be searching. I'll be looking for contact with you later on, but I have to go right now because I have to do a Skype call with one of my students. So other commitments and stuff. It's really been nice meeting you guys. Looking forward to it.
Right.
See ya.
Yeah, cool. See you. Bye.
Bye bye.
How much time does everyone else have left, or if there's any other key points or connections?
Not for me. Good.
Yeah, and we're kind of there all the time, either on the platform or in a
yeah. Jen, I was just going to say, Jen, I might know some people in Cape Town that can help you on the place. Maybe I'll check.
Okay, that'll be great because I'm just still looking.
I'll check.
I was thinking if it wasn't the middle of winter, we just have it on the beach.
Yep. Right.
It's probably still warmer there though in winter than our summer.
I don't know. One thing I wanted to ask was I want to put a call out for requests for moderators for the Google Hangout conference on July 11th and 12th. So if you guys know anybody, I put it on my webpage, on my city page already, but looking for somebody to moderate the design set stream, design stream, which
Okay.
is July 11th in the morning, our time, basically Central European time.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the afternoon, somebody to moderate the global perspective one. And then on the
What was
12th,
the other
in the
the 12th?
hmm?
What was the day or the time of the second one? Or have you written it in the platform?
It's on my city page as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. We're basically looking for some people who can help volunteer to moderate on Google because I'm going to be one of the participants.
Yeah.
So that'd make it easier if somebody else moderated. So for the design one, somebody who's interested in design, and then for the global perspective, somebody who's interested in kind of like how to connect to emissions reductions and so on. And then on the June 12th session is going to be economic system redesign. Somebody who's interested in digital currencies and alternative economic systems, Bitcoin, blockchains, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's something we're gonna work on in my city too. So we'll connect about this too.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, and actually about blockchain, we're hoping to get some people from Ethereum to come, and we want to test their own platform. So yeah, if you want to play with blockchain, we'll have a discussion about it too.
Oh, great. They should then watch the June 12th afternoon session.
Cool. Cool.
It's
So
all-
maybe yeah, if I manage to get them, we'll do something the same day so we can all work on it.
Cool.
Yeah, and actually, Erika, you have to. Yeah, sorry, just 2 minutes. Erika, you have to connect. You have to connect with those guys. They're mostly based in London. I don't know if you're Ethereum. I don't know if you're familiar with blockchain. Blockchain is the technology that make Bitcoin work.
Yeah.
And they're doing some crazy kind of mystic stuff too.
Okay.
But blockchain is a really interesting topic, and they're mostly based in London.
Yeah, we're
so
hoping
connect.
someone who uses that for supply chain mapping, like the same underlying.
Yeah, you can use it for many things.
Yeah. Cool.
Tim, you should. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, I was just going to say I'm going to have to head. Yeah, no, I was going to have to say goodbye because I've got to go. But it was nice to.
Bye. Bye.
Right. Yeah, see you all. Bye.
See you all.
All right. See ya. Yeah. So Jenny, you wanted to say something?
I was going to say that one of the presenters is, do you know Arthur Brock?
Who? Say again?
Arthur Brock. Have you heard the name Arthur Brock?
Kind of rings something. Yeah. Who is it?
He's the founder of the Metacurrency project.
Yeah. I read about it. Yeah. I see.
And him and his partner, his programming partner, Eric Harris Braun, have developed this technology called Scepter, which stands for receptor. And it's basically a new kind of semantic programming language. That's they were designing metacurrency. Arthur has developed over 100 different digital currencies, and he's developed this whole ecosystem, which is a commons-based ecosystem to allow digital currency designers to come together and pool their resources and knowledge and share compensation as well. But Scepter is one of the fundamental languages that he's created that he thinks is going to revolutionize the internet. He developed it because of the digital currency design that he's been working on. He had to go step backwards to design the lower level stuff. Well, now he's building it back up. He's still at the low level. He's going to give a presentation on it, but it's like a really amazing technology. Not just for digital currencies, but for the semantic web, so that you can, like open source teams can share data seamlessly.
Yeah, interesting. So yeah, we'll definitely have another call or something to talk about all those things, because that's the topic we want to bring in ICT too. Yeah, cool. Nice.
Jim, are you
All right.
working with the Ellen MacArthur Foundation?
What about the Ellen MacArthur Foundation?
Are you working with them, or are you
No,
connected?
my two of my colleagues in the Stop Reset Go project are MBA students of the Ellen MacArthur Foundation through
Okay.
Bradford University.
Okay.
So they're very familiar with it. Yeah. But the funny thing that said is that the Ellen MacArthur Foundation. This is funny because it's like the open source circular economy days is like the open source kind of angle perspective. Because Ellen MacArthur Foundation is kind of they work at the business and corporate level, right, and the institution level.
Right, right. I think that's their approach, trying to convince the big guys to change. I'm not sure it's the most successful approach, but that's one approach.
Yes.
But you know, some of them you are able to pull them in, or at least to get them one step in this pond, 1 foot in this pond, 1 foot in the traditional way of doing business. Uh, I, I'm not very optimistic that this is what will work. I'm much more optimistic that what we are doing right now and together it's what will work. But maybe it will be from all directions.
Yeah. Hybrid.
But they do, I was asking because they do a lot of good work on promoting innovation, on promoting the thinking underlying the circular economy. And I do criticize them for focusing, staying too much on the economic side and too little
Yeah.
on the social side.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the Club of Rome has started doing some social impact research on the circular economy. I can send you a link if you haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that one yet. No.
You see,
I haven't
if
seen
you've
that.
seen that, yeah, they started with Sweden, and um, they'll do a more comprehensive report soon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, send me that link. That will be interesting. One thing that I thought about that I don't know if any academic research has been done on is that if like events like the open source circular economy days represent the commons movement to take hold of circular economy and run with it. You see this in, for instance, project like Michelle Bowen's Commons Transition Project, or of have you heard of the Real Economy Lab? The Real Economy Lab. That's from the Transition Group.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Transition Group is one of the founders of the Real Economy Lab, but they have a website now, realeconomylab.org. But what I'm seeing now is that in the Commons there's a convergence movement where we're trying to say the Real Economy Lab to kind of many different change agents and organizations together, which is what we're trying to do with the Stop Reset Go project. And also Michelle Bowens also has the same thing with Commons, global Commons. Actually, Michelle Bowens' global Commons is what Stop Reset Go is implementing. Where the vast pool of intellectual knowledge out there is global because of the internet. But everyone in the community is using a commons-based approach and access all that knowledge, right, without having to pay the license fees, right?
Yeah.
And if all those So if all those circular designs are there and they're free.
That's my position too, that we should share knowledge and make everything locally and share knowledge for free. In fact, everything should be free, because only right, nobody ever trademarked the old ancient ideas and science that our current civilization is based upon. Right? Nobody is paying dividends to all the mathematicians and scientists that put everything together for us for free. And now all of a sudden we're patenting even words, right? WhatsApp,
Yeah.
trademark by the bright guys in high tech. Absolutely, knowledge should be free and shared. And then the what should be paid is the skill to apply that knowledge.
Yes, that's right. Well, there's in our economic sessions. There's actually we have two different economic hackers. One fellow named Larry Chang. He's presenting on net planetary value or net planetary index. And then another colleague named Mark Mitchell, he's basically trained as a journalist for many decades. And the last 2 years, he's been trying to get an assignment to try to find a new economic system that could bring about rapid change. And almost after he looked for 2 years, searching everywhere, but he couldn't find anything. He was about to give up. And that's when he came upon Larry Chang's system of net planetary value.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically, he's taken it and he said it's not practical to do it because it's too complex. So he actually came up with a simple digital currency system which he thinks can actually rapidly migrate the planet to like circular economy and reduce demand and resources. So he calls the system Upsilon, and he's going to present it at this conference. And it's easy to implement using BitChange. It's really basically just a ledger, right? So he's writing the white paper for it right now, and he hopes to present it. But it's, both of these systems are empathy-based systems. So it's encoded into the code itself of the blockchains that you get more, you get higher returns if what you're doing has social benefit. Fundamentally encoded into the currency itself. So it's like I get more for helping you. I can do different transactions with you, but if I do transactions that are benefiting more, the more people it benefits, the more society it benefits, the more my index, my economic index goes up. Right? Kind of like a reputational currency. Right? So these guys are going to present that.
Oh, okay.
One thing I thought about.
I don't know if we lost Tim.
Tim, are you there?
But I think I'm sorry, I have to go too.
Yeah, I'm still here. My connection is kind of bad, so I'm sometimes missing one word out of three, but I'm still here.
Google Hangout doesn't work very well. Not as well as Skype. So I'm more than happy to connect you all on Skype next time if the connection is still so bad.
Yeah, of course. We can have many of those calls anyway.
Okay. Thanks, Sylvia.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
See you guys.
Bye, Tim.
Bye. See you. And, yeah.